Orange remain at home for a Friday night game, second of the season, and we get a chance to look at it in our Perry's Inside Scoop. Hi, everybody. Matt Park along with Coach Dino Babers. The Orange and Clemson in the Dome, Friday night, 7 o'clock start. Exciting stuff, Coach. Famously, you were able to clip Clemson a few years ago here on a Friday night, and this one brings all those juices back that we talk about. You beat Liberty here earlier in the season on Friday. The Dome atmosphere has been pretty awesome, and it could be again for this one.
Well, we need the whole 50,000 like we had the first time out there. We need to make it loud. This will be DJ's first trip to the Dome, and if you can get after that quarterback and get after the communications on offense, you know, it'll really help our defense out a lot.
Yeah, it's DJ Uyunglele. We'll get back to him in just a moment. 3 straight games have come down to the final play. That makes it awesome and dramatic for those of us that are on the outside watching. You have dropped the last 2. Also means that one play probably could have turned the outcome of any of these 3 games in the other direction. Does your team get better in those types of games, and how are you addressing it with your squad?
You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're never staying the same. And I really think we're sharpening edges, and we're ready to do some damage. The proof is in the pudding, and it's going to be down the road, but you have to grow from stuff like this. If you don't grow, it'll destroy you. And I really think we've got the right stuff in that locker room, and it's going to be a positive, not a negative for us.
Sean Tucker, another huge game. I noticed that he finally got ACC running back of the week in a week where he wasn't even the leading rusher on his own team in the game, which is incredible because he put up ridiculous numbers in half a game against Albany and got overlooked that week. So he and Garrett Schrader have been an incredible 1-2 punch here. Garrett is, with all due respect to Eric Dungy, Garrett is putting up those types of numbers in terms of quarterback rushing here. Is this where you want it? Are there outgrowths of their impact? What's the next step in what they're able to do?
I think the next thing is to sharpen them and get them better in their weaknesses. Everybody has something that they can work on. What we're seeing is their strengths, but if we can increase and better their weaknesses, then you're going to have the complete package.
So Garrett's weakness is clear. He's completing the balls in here, between the hashes, over the middle. Very good. In fact, he's had drops, right? So his percentage could be 75, 80% on those balls. Outside the hash mark and numbers, not really happening for him. So how does, their practice is one thing, but you also have to game plan for the opponent. What all can be done there to get him better in those areas?
Well, you just got to keep having that full sheet and full complement of the way you're going to attack a defense, and then you got to start working on your weaknesses and throwing some out there and seeing if we can bring it home. And I think he's been working hard at that, and I think the rest of the crew has as well.
A couple of thoughts on Clemson, and I noticed early in the week you didn't seem to buy into the narrative that Clemson stinks now. You didn't get the memo on that?
I tell you what, I get handed to me every time recruiting. You don't have any stars. You're not doing anything. What is everybody doing at the beach on your recruiting staff? And they have all the stars in the world. They can fill the sky with stars. They have so many stars over there. Those guys recruit differently than everybody else. They recruit like the top 5 teams in the country recruit. And, they've won 6 ACC championships in a row, and they've been in the Final Four, 3, 4, 5 times? Don't tell me they don't have anybody good over there. I mean, come on now.
Right, on a Friday night in 2017, your team was better than Clemson, as it turned out. It helped big time, that able to knock the quarterback out of the game. When you think about Josh Black, Barry Williams, Caleb Okechukwu, Cody Roscoe, the types of guys who are going to be tasked with getting 250 pounds on the ground, do they look forward this week and lick their chops to that type of a matchup and know that there's obviously an impact to be made?
Those guys are super seniors. Okay, they're right now they're on 2 paths. Either A, this is the last time they're ever going to play football this season, or B, they're going to have an opportunity to try out for some NFL football team who may says, yes, you're good enough to be in the NFL, or may tell you to hang up your pads that you're never going to play football again. This is the ultimate test for those guys. They wouldn't want anything else but to have an opportunity to line up and play against a quarterback like this, an offensive line like this, and a team like this on national TV.
All right, Clemson comes in with a 3-2 record, lost infamously in an opening game against an outstanding Georgia team that has shown how good it is, ascending to the number 1 spot in the polls. Let's wrap with a thought on the night. Friday is the night that's been designated to remember Floyd Little. And those stickers are on the helmets. That's one thing that where he'll stay with the team, stick with the team literally over the course of the season. You and Floyd were friendly. What's the sense of him in this building right now, today, with the 22-year-old players that you have?
You know, the first person I let speak to the team at Syracuse when I was a head coach was Floyd Little, and the words that he said was moving from the heart and from an orange, from a guy that was definitely believed in the orange. And I think back to this night, and I think back to last year. We actually dedicated a game to him, and we weren't able to win that game, and we weren't able to win a lot of games last year. And I really wonder if the team would like to rededicate this one, because we have a better chance, even though we're 14-point underdogs in this game, than we would have had in that game. And it wasn't against Clemson last year. But I just feel like we're a better team. And no matter what happens, we'll stay together.
He would be appreciative of those words and that concept, and maybe you can get a dub and then hand DeBoer the game ball. I know everybody would really appreciate that, and it would tie things together quite nicely here. And a win's obviously a really important thing at this stage. So, Coach, thanks for the time and the thoughts. Best of luck the rest of the week.
Thank you, Matt.
That's Orange head coach Dino Baybridge. You can see him each week right here in our Perry's Inside Scoop.